Okay, so Steve here doing another review for Marvel's Agent Carter. This would be Season 2, Episode 9, called A Little Song and Dance. And I'm just going to get this right out there. This episode was kind of meh to me. It's another one of those episodes just to be there, setting up the next episode. And I really don't like those kind of episodes, and this was one of them. I mean, it starts out with the last one left. Well, actually, no, it started out pretty decent. Peggy's is dreaming, in black and white of all things. We see her dead brother. They have a little talk, and then she goes to that one restaurant from Season 1, or Automotive, the restaurant from Season 1. She runs into her waitress friend. They start breaking into a musical about her choosing between Dr. Wilkes or Sosa. We see Dottie Underwood. And then, of course, she wakes up. She's in the back of the truck. But, captured by Whitney Frost and her gangster boyfriend. Of course, her and Jarvis escape. And they're left out in the desert. And from there, her and Jarvis had a discussion about how he went and shot Whitney Frost. And, they argue back and forth. And it was an interesting argument because, it's like Jarvis was mad at Peggy because, she has this habit of getting people hurt. And Peggy's like, you know what, you wanted this. To you, it's all an adventure, but to me, it's real life. And then people get hurt. And then Jarvis breaks, out with why he did it was because his wife could no longer have children because of what Whitney did. At this point, the gangster boyfriend's men come and try to capture them, but they beat the crap out of those guys and steal the truck so she can get back into civilization. At the same time, Jack and Sosa and the annoying doctor have come up with a pretty quick plan to fool Vernon Masters into thinking they could trust him. They had two agents come out, and they're dirty, and they were able to fool him to think that Jack was working with them. And then Jack says, hey, to Vernon Masters, you want to kill Whitney Frost, you need these two guys. So Vernon kind of trusts them to do it. And then eventually he will go to Whitney Frost and try to sell her on the idea that he wants to be on the Council of Nine. It's called Song and Dance for a reason, because he's playing everyone. And they take the gamma cannon from the last episode, and he's made it into a bomb, tricking the annoying scientist into that. And basically he's going to blow up the warehouse with Dr. Wilkes and Whitney and Vernon Masters. And that I did like about that episode. It did kind of like how Jack had something to do in this episode. He's been kind of absent, and when he does show up, it's kind of pointless. He's working with Vernon Masters. And in this one, you knew he was, setting everyone up. I didn't see the bomb. I knew he was bullshitting with Vernon Masters. And I knew he was bullshitting with Whitney Frost about being on the council. I didn't realize he had a plan to blow everyone up. So that was surprising. But like I said, most of this is just a setup for the season finale. In that case, it's not really an episode on its own. It's kind of forgettable. And, the cliffhanger is the bomb's about to go off. Dr. Wilkes, who at this point, I gotta say, kind of the most disappointing thing about this season is Dr. Wilkes. In the first two episodes, he was a sort of charismatic, cool character, and then eventually he just became this guy who kind of stands in the background because he can't let people know that he's really alive. At the same time, he's not solid, and I can't keep up with when, they thought he is solid or he's, ghost-like, and it's like he's never had much for this whole season. Even when he turned evil, then he turns back to goodish, telling, Whitney, hey, I could blow up any time, keep me around for people, and it's like, I really don't care whether or not Dr. Wilkes makes that out of this or not, and I don't think he will. I think he's going to have to be the one to take down Whitney Frost, suck up all her power, close the rift, whatever, sacrifice himself. And like I said, they just didn't develop him beyond those first two episodes. we got a little more, but what what was lost between episodes when he was just ghost-like, just wasted character, really. And like I said, that's about what I saw in the episode. It was just there to be there. And this time it just kind of more or less annoyed me. I am looking forward to the next episode, which will be the climax. And I think with next episode, I think the most interesting thing will be Dottie Underwood will return, and we'll find out who she was working for, who hired her to get that pin out of the bank at the beginning of the season, and basically, I think, infiltrate the Council of Nine. I have a few theories. I mean, one is probably Furnoff, the psychiatrist from season 1, him and Zola, the villain from Captain America, the scientist guy played by Toby Jones. Or it's going to be like a different group from the comic books, and I think it might be like the Serpents, Sons of the Serpent, which is not to be confused with the Serpent Society of America. Another group from the comic books. The Sons of the Serpent are basically like the Ku Klux Klan, but they wear snake-like masks and whatnot. And I think that they may be the ones who hired Whitney Frost, and they'll be like the villains in season 3. I think basically that's going to be the most interesting thing, is who Dottie Underwood worked for. Like I said, we'll probably get a glimpse of the answer in the next episode. Everything else, like I said, I think Wilkes is going to sacrifice himself to stop Whitney Frost. Those two will be killed off. Maybe they'll keep the romance between Sosa and Peggy going. I don't think they're gonna automatically fall in love, because I don't think Sosa is Agent Carter's husband. I have a few theories on that, and I think before I do a review for the next episode, I might put that out, who I think Peggy's Carter's husband will be. Also, I'm kind of interested in seeing how they're going to leave it with Jarvis and Peggy. I honestly don't think he should be working with her ever again, because just like she said, it's like you just kind of tag along. It's an adventure to you, and people get hurt. And now he realizes that because Anna got hurt. So there's really no reason for Jarvis to tag along for season 3. But somehow I think they'll work him back into it. And, well, we'll see how everything else turns out.